the Tunisian purl stitch. So the TPS, or the Tunisian purl stitch, we're going to work on now. It is worked almost the same as the simple stitch, only before each stitch we want to bring our yarn to the front of our work. So there's a couple of ways to do this. The one I have gotten used to, I will be showing you, as I use my hook. And I'm using a different color as well for the purl stitch. So I just use my hook to bring that working yarn forward, insert my hook under that loop, just like for TSS, and then wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. You bring your yarn forward, wrap, pull through for a loop. Bring the yarn forward, so depending on how you hold your hook and your yarn, you'll have a slightly different method of bringing that yarn to the front, but you always want your yarn, so you could drop it in the front, insert, pick it back up and wrap it around, whichever works for you. Again, being careful after we've done the stitch to just tighten it up just a little bit so our stitches don't get too loose. And you can clearly see, especially when you're using two colors, how it creates a different effect on our work. And the same thing, the last one, we don't pull it to the front. We just insert through those two side edges and then yarn over, chain one or pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. So the return pass is exactly the same as we worked for the TSS, or the simple stitch. The purl stitch, we pull through two as well, except for that very first loop. Okay, so pull the yarn to the front, under that first loop, wrap around and pull up a loop. And that is the Tunisian purl stitch. So you can go ahead and work a few rows or several rows of that until you get used to doing the purl stitch. I find it's a little bit slower than the Tunisian simple stitch, but makes a really nice design as well. You can definitely see the different texture between the Tunisian simple stitch and the Tunisian purl stitch.